Katie, how are you?
Yeah, we are going to start now, okay?
Yeah.
Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Arantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Aryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Aryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Vajjanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Eso Panchanamukaro Sarva Pava Panasam Manglalancha Sarvesing Paramamhamangalam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyaktam Nityan Dhayanti Yoginam Kamadam Moksadam Cheva Omkaraya Namo Namah. Nama Samaysaraya Swanu Bhutya Chakasate Chitsabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Agnana Timirandanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayavanta Varto Omkarnad Jinano Jayavanta Varto Jinana Samo Sarana Sau Jayavanta Varto Ne Tirthachara Jagama Jayavanta Varto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangaryotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dvani Devyano Jina Kunda Dvaniyapya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupama Gati Pamela Sarve Siddhane Vandi Kamo Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Ari Mu Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darshanamaya Kare Kai Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matra Nati Ari Jamanetra Tema Jagnana Nati Karaka Nati Vedaka Ari Jane Jakaramodaya Nirajara Bandate Majamokshane Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Sri Shuddhatmane Namah. Jai Jirendra. So today is February 17, 2016, and we are doing the Swadhay on Samaysar, stanza number 7. We'll continue our Swadhay. Prior to start of the Swadhay, we'll just read that stanza so it will refresh our memory, how it goes, the stanza goes. First, we'll read this Kunkun Swami's original writing of the stanza, which is in Ardha Magdi. So let's go there. Vyavahareno vadissadi Nanissa charita dansanam nanam Navinanam charitam Nasaldansanam jana gosuddho. The Gujarati version. Charitra darasana gnana pana vyavahara kathane gnanine charitra nahi darashana nahi gnana gnayaka suddhache. So On this stanza, we already talked last week, first time, and we will be talking same thing again. So let me have the slides. So we start with that. We are done up to, yeah, up to here. So we are going to start from here. Introduction to the stanza, how it went through, what does it come that Kunkun Swami talks in the introduction section. So let's see. Okay, I need to share the screen. Hold it 1 second. Where is it? Okay. Share the screen, share the screen, share. Okay. So, with attention to the eternal soul substance, right faith is generated. We talked this one at great detail in stanza number 6. I had to have a very narrow aim. When can I give this narrow aim? Once I know where I am. I go to AAA today and I just tell them that I would like to have a map of USA. So they give the whole country's map. It is useless to me if I'm not going to act on it. I look at the whole map and I said, this is where I want to go. I want to go to Phoenix. If I'm in New York, I want to go to Phoenix, then I will find a practically straight line connecting those two cities, that what are the highways I can reach there. So now, knowing the whole country, where is Phoenix, where is Nevada, where is New York, where is New Jersey, all the states where they are, how they are laid out. I know that part. Now I want to come to Phoenix. I just practically make a straight line through the highway and just say, this is what I would like to go. My aim is to reach from New York to Phoenix. So it said 3,000 miles. And if I go 50 miles an hour every day and drive for about 12 hours a day, so it will take so, I decide those things. Now, once I decide all those things, my aim is only one and one only, to reach Phoenix. So first I knew, I gathered all the information and then I put my aim. Similarly, what is soul? What is soul made up of? What are the soul's relationship with the outside alien objects and everything? I understand everything. I gathered all the information. This is the information gathering session that I have it. Once I know exactly what is this nature of the soul, now what do I want to achieve? I want to have a peace. Peace is within. If I look within, I'll get the peace. So now I'm going to draw the attention to the eternal soul substance, and that one will be giving generation of the right faith, Samyak Darshan. This right faith includes faith, knowledge, and conduct, etc. All the purity of the soul's attributes. Right faith is a faith attribute. Knowledge has a right knowledge, and conduct has a right conduct. This kind of modes will be generated within me, and I'll be getting super sensuous bliss within me. Now, when I say right faith, right knowledge, right conduct, these are three divisions produced. These three divisions are produced, and production of these three divisions, in the sense, the right faith, right knowledge, right conduct, they are engrossed into the soul substance as one unit. Just for the sake of explaining, just for the sake of understanding. We are dissecting them to make it, this is right faith, this is a column for right knowledge, this is right conduct. They're not like that. They're intermingled with each other into the soul substance. So when I make the divisions of these three things, mainly, of course, the infinite attributes, we talk about three attributes which are important for us to know about it. As we said before, sugar also has infinite attributes. And to differentiate between the sugar and salt, I just taste the white powder and it's sweet, so I just said this is sugar. Only sweetness attribute I accepted that time. In spite of having infinite attributes in the sugar, I just aim on the taste attribute of the sugar. And the sweetness, I picked it up. Similarly, a soul has an infinite attribute. For our discussion purpose, only three attributes we are considering: right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. So now when these three attributes, I describe in the division way, this is a right knowledge, right faith, right conduct. All those things I do in the division form, then it gives inclination of attachment to me. We'll be talking more about this one. This is impurity.
Kirit, uncle.
Yes.
Kirit, uncle.
Yeah.
If you're going to talk about that purple one, that's fine later.
It's coming.
But I didn't understand that.
We'll come. We are coming.
Okay.
We are coming up.
Thank you. Then I'll wait.
Last time, so this is coming up.
Okay.
So this stanza clarifies these types of statements. I think we have done this one. So now let me just go through a few of the slides. This one we have talked about it. We have gone up to 12 slides. So we have come up to here. Now, the three divisions: right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. If I see them in division form, it produces inclination of attachment within me. It produces rag within me. How that is done? So let me jump to that slide right away, and then we'll come back to this one, because I know last time it was not getting clear. Okay, here we are. To understand that part, when we say to consider right faith, right knowledge, right conduct in division form, this is right knowledge I'm talking, this is right faith I'm talking, this is right conduct. We are talking as if they are separate, but they are intermingled into the soul substance. So when they are in unity with the soul substance, and when I'm talking in the form of divisions, then it produces inclination of attachment. How that is produced, that's what we are going to talk. So we are going a little bit backward, one step backward, to understand this scenario. So for that thing, what happens? Inclination of attachment is rag. It is occurring within me, occurring within our soul substance, and whatever changes are occurring in the soul substance is invisible. It's a formless. It is no actual form. If this is a pencil, I can see it's a pencil. If this is a pen, I can see it's a pen. But the inside of the soul itself is invisible, cannot be perceived through my senses. And now I'm talking about it. So I cannot perceive, I cannot see the soul inside. So there are certain indicators through which I find it out what's a condition into the soul. For example, I have a thermometer in the house. I'm going out for jogging today. Well, I went on my iPhone, I took the weather out, and it says 75 degrees. So I wear appropriate clothing and go for jogging. If it shows 55, I will put different kind of clothes. If it shows 85, so thermometer is simply an indicator of what is happening into the atmosphere. Thermometer doesn't do anything except it's an indicator. Well, I think I may have a fever. I put the thermometer in my mouth and it shows 98.4. Oh, I don't have fever. Thermometer become the indicator. Same way, the karma are the indicator of what is happening within myself inside. What is the soul's condition that is being gauged through the karma as a thermometer. So when I say rag, when I say inclination of attachment, that means it's a deluding state. So how is the deluding state perceived? How can I communicate to another person? Through a medium of karma. Karma are the medium through which I can tell what is happening within me. So karma, so that's what we are going to talk. So deluding karma. Deluding karma are the things which are concerned with the inclination of attachment inside the soul. So deluding karma. They are, now don't get confused with this slide. My aim is just to draw the attention that when I look at division of right faith, right knowledge, right conduct, means it gives inclination of attachment. How that is giving, the deluding karma shows that one. Deluding karmas are two types. Right belief deluding karma and right conduct deluding karma. And as I said, don't get bogged down to this one. We will have this one coming again and again in the future. This is just the point that what point I want to drive at it, that we are trying to prove that one. So deluding karma are basically two types: right belief deluding, right conduct deluding karma. Right belief deluding karma are three types. Right conduct deluding karma are 25 times. So total 28 subdivisions of deluding karma. I can assure you, you will know it by heart as the end of the class. What happens here? That in right belief deluding karma, there are three types: wrong belief, right belief, and clouded right belief deluding karma. In right conduct deluding karma, there are 16 types of passions or toxic emotions and 9 types of quasi-passions. Now, just simply to understand, that right deluding karma having 3 subdivisions, we put it on over here. What is my right belief? What is my wrong belief right now? I have a wrong belief. What is my wrong belief? Body is mine, body is mine, body is mine. That kind of feeling, I have it since time infinite, when I was the lowest form of life in Nigod. And thereafter 1 sense, 2 sense, 3 sense, 4 sense, 5 sense living being. And all those things, all throughout those successive lives that I went through, I have a wrong belief that body is mine, body is mine, body is mine. So now, if I want to have right belief, then I have to take these things out in which body is mine. I am the soul. I am the soul. That's a right belief. So once I understand that I am the soul and I experience the soul, then this right belief deluding karma, they simply disappear. Okay, so here we are, and then, 1 second. Hold a minute. What happened to me here? Sorry. Okay, so right belief, then there is right conduct. Right conduct has a 16 plus 9 types. We'll just go through it quickly. 16 types of passions are infinite bondage producing, partial vow preventing producing, total vow preventing passions, perfect conduct preventing passions, quasi passions, laughter, etc., and sex inclination, etc. So these are the things in which infinite bondage producing, partial vow preventing producing, total vow preventing, and perfect conduct preventing, they are having 4 subtypes: anger, deceit, ego, and greed. So infinite bondage producing anger, deceit, ego, and greed, partial vow preventing anger, deceit, ego, and greed, total vow preventing anger, deceit, ego, and greed, perfect conduct preventing anger, deceit, ego, and greed, and their quasi passions. And they are laughter, etc. 6 types: laughter, indulgence, dissatisfaction, sorrow, fear, and disgust. And sex inclination, 3 types: male, female, hermaphrodite. So these are 28 subgroups of deluding karma. Again, as I say, don't get carried away, don't get confused, because right now this is not our topic. Right now we are trying to get the other topic clarified in our mind. What happens when I get my soul's experience? When I get a soul's experience, this one needs to come over here. In a first spiritual developmental stage, spiritual development stage, which is called mithyatva, which is called wrong belief. So all these 28 types of karma are present within me. All this karma are present and they are associated with my soul. That's the first spiritual development state. I have a wrong faith and I have wrong conduct. I have wrong faith that body is mine. I have wrong conduct because I do all the activities related to my body. I go for jogging to keep my health proper. I watch my diet so that my diabetes remains under control. All this activity I do, all this conduct I do are related to the body, which is not mine. But that's what I do, and that's the first spiritual developmental state. And all the deluded karma are present. Now, what happens? Then there is a 4th spiritual development stage comes, in which right belief deluding karma are gone and infinite bondage producing anger, deceit, ego, and greed are gone. Means what happens in this stage? That and by the way, this guy and this guy total, they are about 99% of the whole thing practically. So once these guys are gone, I'm almost pure. Means my rag and dvesh, my inclinations of attachment and aversion are extremely minuscule now. In the previous one, everything was present, infinite bondage producing passions were present, so I was doing inclinations of attachment and aversion in an intense form. But when I'm coming to this next slide, then this infinite bondage producing passions are gone. Means almost everything is gone from me. Means I have that much purity occurred within me. Now I have a right faith within me. I'm called enlightened soul. I'm called a learned soul. I'm called Samkiti soul. I'm called Samyak Darshan soul. when these guys are gone, remember what did I say? These are karma. Means my internal purity, this reflected in the form of absence of this karma. So at this stage, in a fourth spiritual development stage, my inclines of attachment and aversion are extremely minuscule. Okay, now I further go to the next stage. Fifth spiritual development stage, that additional partial vow producing passions are gone. Means when first step was gone, there was almost 99% karma were gone. Whatever remaining were there, out of which these guys are also gone. And so my karma load becomes much feeble. It becomes weaker. And this is stage, it is a householder with a right belief. So if I'm the house, I have the right faith, and I'm still a householder, like Srimad Rajchandra ji. He was a householder. Gurudev Sikhanji Swami, he was a householder. So they are called Shravak. Shravak means householder, and they have purity, that much purity occurred within them. So out of that 99, now almost much more purity is there. That's a fifth spiritual development stage. We go further, and now you have three sets of passions are gone. Infinite bonded producing, partial vow preventing, total vow preventing passions, means anger, deceit, ego, greed, all those things are gone. And that is called sixth and seventh spiritual development stage. This is the stage of a monk who is engrossed within himself. He is so close to removing rest of the karma bondage, and he is almost about to reach the dispassion state. Who is this monk? He is a naked monk. He has only possession of his body. He has no other external possessions with him. That's from externally, and internally he had an absolute purity of the soul. He is engrossed within himself. And at this stage, the passions remaining are perfect conduct preventing passions. They are so feeble that Muniraj, the monk, with his intense personal effort, will push that one out. As soon as he does that, he becomes omniscient Lord. He is that close. That's a sixth and seventh spiritual development stage. And so now your rag and dvesh, your inclines of attachment and aversion are so feeble, as if they are non-existent. Remember, when the first set was gone, 99% were gone, then these two guys are going away, further purity occurs. So it is so feeble that if you just put a line in the water, there is a line getting drawn in the front, and in the back it gets erased out. Same way, these passions, this karma are so feeble that we cannot see that monk is getting anger, deceit, ego, and greed. We have no capacity to realize those kind of things at our stage, but they are there. So your increase of attachment and aversion is extremely feeble here, and then finally he reaches the stage in which he receives the 12th spiritual development stage, and all the karma at the end disappears, and that is called dispassion state. Because remember, all the deluding karmas are gone, and they are the root cause for producing inclinations of attachment and aversion. They were the producer of the rag and dvesh. They are totally gone. So soul on this side is totally having dispassion state. He doesn't have attachment to somebody. He doesn't have aversion to somebody. He has no friend. He has no enemy. He is totally in equanimity state. And that is omniscient Lord. Now, what happens here? Your passion is, passion means the toxic emotions. That is the reason that deluding karma were present. The toxic emotions are totally gone here. Until now, until this state, I had those toxic emotions in certain fashions. When I was in the first stage, it was intense. Then second stage, it was fourth stage, it was low, and thereafter sixth and seventh stage, it was almost practically none, and everything finally goes away. What we are talking about, my affection and aversion. Up to 12th Gunsthana or up to 13th Gunsthana, knowledge becomes pure, and now I have total absolute dispassion state. At this stage, excuse me, soul has a complete knowledge. Soul knows the whole universe, every substances of the universe, their past and present and future modifications. Omniscient Lords end up knowing in a given moment, a given samay. But he doesn't have any deluding karma at all, that he has no passions at all. He knows the whole thing. He knows the whole universe. He knows past, present, future of the whole universe. He knows who were his parents, who were his enemies, who were his friends. He knows all the things. But he has no emotions, he has no attachment, he has no aversion. He cannot produce rag and dvesh. He cannot have inclinations of attachment and aversion at this stage. In spite of him knowing everything, he has no likes or dislikes towards anybody or anything in the universe. What was happening before this stage? I had some previous, let's go to, previously I had infinite bonded producing passions, means anger, deceit, ego, greed, or it is called inclinations of attachment and aversion, or it's called rag and dvesh. So in the first spiritual development stage, I had an intense rag and dvesh. Fourth stage, I had somewhat very minimal rag and dvesh. Fifth and sixth and seventh stage, the rag and dvesh are almost going away, and at 13th spiritual stage, totally rag dvesh are gone, means there is no inclination of attachment, no inclination of aversion. So 13th spiritual development stage, Omniscient Lord knows everything, but does not have any inclination of attachment or aversion. When I'm in the first stage, where is that first stage? Let's bring that one. When I'm the first stage, I have all these toxic emotions present, and I have intense form of rag and dvesh. I have intense form of attachment and aversion. I have an intense form of inclination of attachment and inclination of aversion. When I say, one second here, Oh, wait a second. Where is that one? Okay. When I say that I have anger, deceit, ego, and greed, the four things can be in the form of toxic emotions, or the anger, deceit, ego, greed can be divided into two forms: inclination of attachment, inclination of aversion. For example, ego and greed, they are called dvesh, inclination of aversion. And anger and deceit are considered as inclination of aversion. So I'm sorry, I made mistake. Anger and deceit are considered as an inclination of aversion, means dvesh. Ego and greed are considered as inclination of attachment, means rag. So when I say rag, dvesh, or when I say anger, deceit, ego, greed, or I can say passions or toxic emotions, they all means the same thing. Having known that one, so when I'm in the first spiritual development stage, if I know something, if I end up knowing this pencil, if I end up knowing this pen, I still has inclination of attachment present, because these guys are already present within me. When I'm in the fourth spiritual development stage, I still has part of this partial vow preventing anger, deceit, ego, greed. So I still have some form of inclination of attachment and aversion. Fifth and sixth and seventh stage, I still have some form of anger, deceit, ego, and greed. However, minimal they are, but they are present. Only at 13th spiritual stage, when I have everything gone, that means no matter how much I know it, I don't have inclination of attachment and aversion, because their base is gone totally. That's what we are trying to say in that first bullet that we started with. So I'll go to there. Any questions so far? Ask a question, because this is kind of very important understanding in this stanza. Does it make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then I'll go back to that other slide that we had it, and then now it will make much more meaning to us what it tries to say to us. 12, number 12. Hold it. We'll start from here, and we'll quickly go through. I know we have just gone this one before, but so when right faith includes faith, knowledge, and conduct, these three divisions produce inclination of attachment. Means when I look at my right faith attribute, right knowledge attribute, right conduct attribute, when I know, quote unquote knowing, then I still have presence of those deluding karma within me. And that's why I have inclination of attachment when I know these divisions. Now, does it make sense, this third bullet? These three divisions. Now, when I say three divisions, means this is knowledge. Means when I'm making this is a knowledge, that means faith and conduct attributes are made secondary. This is a faith attribute. The knowledge and conduct are made secondary. To make primary and secondary, those kind of divisions are called reflective thoughts, and reflective thoughts, along with the presence of those deluding karma, produces inclination of attachment. When I make divisions, means something is right, something is primary, something is secondary. I make primary, secondary divisions. When I make primary, secondary divisions, then it produces rag within me. It produces inclination of attachment within me, because I also have presence of the deluding karma right now. If I am the omniscient Lord right now, if I have the purity of my soul substance completely, and I had removed all my deluding karma, and I have a total passionless state within me, then it doesn't make difference how many divisions I know it, because I don't have inclination of attachment and aversion producing deluding state within me. And that's why I don't have that inclination of attachment occurring at that stage, at 13th Gunsthanak. Till then, even the monk or the householder or the one with the enlightened soul or person like us who are in the wrong faith state, each time we make two divisions, primary and secondary, means yes, I know right faith is there, right knowledge is there, right conduct is there, but when I'm talking, when I'm thinking one at a time, and so one is primary, others are secondary. Primary, secondary divisions occurring within a transmigratory soul having presence of deluding state, that means he produces inclination of attachment. This is an extremely important point. It has to be understood. If not, you can ask question. But again, this is the thing that we have to understand properly.
Kirit uncle?
Yes?
Can I ask,
Go ahead.
can I try and rephrase some
Yeah.
of what you said?
Okay.
The green box, if you're in the 1st through 12th Gunstana,
Yes.
that means you have deluding karma. So therefore, that is why you still have rag. And if you are in 13th Gunstana or higher, then you are past the knowledge of the green box. You're at a higher state. That's why you don't have the deluding karma. Is that right?
Because deluding karma are gone to start with.
Because they're gone. They're not there, right?
So there is nothing to produce inclination of attachment.
Is that what you're trying to say? Is because we are below the 13 Gunstana, so we have things to produce the inclination of attachment. It's not a direct link, but it's the state that you're in that makes it so. Is that right?
Yeah, it's not below 13. We are in first only. That's it. So,
but wherever we are, we have hopes for higher.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. You are.
All right. So from 1st to 12th. There is no way that we are without inclination attachment.
You made a point. That's a most important take-home point right now, you know.
Okay, so then I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Any other questions so far? Because, you know, this is the last time I knew that I was not making it sense to everybody, because that deluding karma base was not discussed at the time, you know. Okay. Can we produce? We can go further. So we finished that one. Now, meaning we have done up to 12. So we'll just finish this one. Object of the learned person is, number one, not to have attention on division aspect of the attribute. Remember, when I make my aim at the divisional aspect of the attribute, this is knowledge, this is faith, this is conduct. When I make the divisional aspect, then I have the inclination of attachment and aversion produced, but divisions are known by him but does not show the respect to them. Means I make them division way secondary in my understanding. Yes, you are there. but I'm not going to pay attention to individual right now, because my aim is to look into my eternal true nature of the soul, where there is not going to be any increase of attachment and aversion. Let me finish this bullet and I'll come back to that point. I have only respect to the indivisible, eternal true nature of the self. Remember in the second bullet, what did I say? Divisions are known by him, but does not show the respect to them. Means, what happens here? Again, that same slide, we have to come back. Remember, when I'm going to have my aim is to the eternal soul substance, which is indivisible in nature, then purity is generated within me, and when that purity is generated, then these guys are gone. Means this type of karma are gone. This type of intense passions are gone from me. Intense toxic emotions are gone from me. And when I pay attention to my eternal soul substance in the indivisible form, then I have a partial purity occurs within me, and in that partial purity, the infinite bondage producing anger, deceit, ego, greed are gone. Means that much amount of rag and dvesh is gone from me. Remember, now we are talking reverse, that in the fourth spiritual development stage, I have that much amount of rag and dvesh are gone. Remember, at this point I said even 99% of rag and dvesh are almost gone. That means I have a purity occurred within me, and this much amount of inclination of attachment and aversion are no more present within me. Next step, when I go, fifth spiritual stage, then that much amount of purity occurs within me, that much amount of inclination of attachment and aversions are gone from me. In the sixth and seventh spiritual stage, that much amount of toxic emotions are gone. So I don't have that much amount of inclination of attachment and aversion, because I am now becoming purer and purer and purer by each succeeding stage. And once I go to last stage, then all the inclination of attachment are gone, inclination of attachment and aversion are gone. All the rag and dvesh are gone. So on the first stage, I have continued complete rag and dvesh occurring within me. In the fourth stage, I have 95, 98, 99% of the rag and dvesh were gone. And their fifth stage, sixth and seventh stage, and then coming to the last 13th stage, all my toxic emotions are totally gone. So I have that much purity. So according to my spiritual developmental stage, I will have that much amount of rag and dvesh present, but in a diminishing amount. In the first spiritual stage, it was intense rag and dvesh was present. You can say, wait a second, I'm a religious person. I'm just doing all my regular routine thing. I get up in the morning, I pray to the God, I do the Swadhay, I do reading, I do meditation, I go to temple, I do worship, I do puja and everything, I give charity, I give donation. Where are my intense passion here? Well, they are the intense passion of auspicious type. I'm becoming angry. I'm very frustrated. I'm playing the games with the people. I'm greedy within me. They are the inauspicious type of passions within me. So I have auspicious type of toxic emotions present. inauspicious type of toxic emotion present, but they are present within me with 100% force. When I'm on the fourth spiritual development stage, almost 99% of the passion producing feelings are gone. So I am an enlightened soul. I am a right faith person. I am a Samyak Darshan person. I am the self-realized person. I still have some passion, but they are very minuscule in nature. Then fifth spiritual development stage, sixth and seventh, and coming up to the 13th and 13th spiritual stage, all the emotion producing things are totally gone within me. So those are the things we are talking about over here in these slides. Number 12. So divisions are known by me, but I don't show respect to them because now I have put my aim to the eternal soul substance. And when I do that, the purity occurred within me. That means that much amount of inclines of attachment and aversions are gone from me. And I have only respect toward my indivisible, eternal, true self. Remember, when I'm driving on the road, my aim is to drive properly. At the same time, I have to keep eye on the surrounding also, that everybody also, they are not approaching within my space and everything. So I have to know. So I have to know them, but I have to respect them. I don't have to pay attention too much to them. I have to pay attention to my own driving. So I show the respect to my eternal true nature, even though I know that the divisions are there, but I don't show the respect to them. Having said that, now we start with the Tika, means a commentary by Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev, means Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev, as I told you last time, if not, then I'll just repeat, that Amrit Chandra Acharya, he came after 1,000 years of Kunkun Swami. Kunkun Swami came after 500 years of nirvana of Mahavir Swami. So the beginning of this time cycle, beginning of this time, in the first century, just prior to first century, Kunkun Swami was there. In the 10th century, Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev was there. Between them, 1,000 years of difference. But what Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev, when he wrote this commentary, it appeared as if he entered into the heart of Kunkun Swami, and he exactly knew what Kunkun Swami was thinking. He exactly understood what Kunkun Swami meant to give the meaning of the stanza. So he gave the commentary and he expanded. Not only he expanded, but he expanded in Sanskrit. Sanskrit was a princely language at the time. In the 6th century onward, it became very princely language. And Amrit Chandra Acharya wrote commentary in Sanskrit language. Not only he wrote it, but if one reads the whole paragraph in Sanskrit, whole commentary in Sanskrit, almost all 415 stanzas that he wrote commentary on it, each commentary, each paragraph, he will have only one verb in the whole sentence. I am eating, I am sleeping, I am driving. I already put 3 verbs in those 3 sentences. In the whole sentence, whole paragraph, he will have only one verb. And people say, in the sense, these are the historical facts, that they say, you want to see the best of Sanskrit, you read Amrit Chandra Acharya's commentary on Sanskrit on Samaysar. It's extraordinary things. It's amazing thing what he has written. And Those are the things we are translating, and we are discussing all these things. And that's why it took so much time for us in the 6th stanza for close to 4.5 to 5 months. So now we are talking about Amrit Chandracharya Dev, what he tries to tell us. He says, soul is in inclination of attachment state. Why? Because I am in the first spiritual development stage. So I have all the deluding karma present within me. And that's why I have inclination of attachment, means I have toxic emotions present within me. Toxic emotions could be negative type or positive type. Positive means I really, really, really want to give donation, but I don't want to put my name on it. I want to do the worship. I go to temple. I do my worshiping just with the pure heart and everything. I do scriptural reading. I get intense scriptural reading. I do meditation. I do I do the self-analysis within me and everything. So all those things are positive types of toxic emotions. Anger, deceit, ego, greed are the negative types of toxic emotions. And so they are present. At this time, material karma are simply present as instrumental cause. Remember what I said in the beginning of the class, that karma are a thermometer. They just show what is my condition inside. What is a soul's condition inside? How much intense toxic emotion soul has it? It will show in the form of all the deluding karma present. If my toxic, when I get the self-realization, I go to 4th spiritual development stage, I experience myself, I have self-experience, I have enlightenment, I have self-realization, I have samyak darshan. At that time, the karma on the outside, they show, yes, that much lack of karma is present in this person. So, karma, material karma are simply instrumental cause. There is an erroneous thinking in which people say, oh, karma are bothering me, that's why I don't understand everything. The Swadhay is going on in English and everything, and it is so detailed and everything, and so we get confused, we get lost, we have no intention to learn all these things and everything, because my knowledge obscuring karma are preventing me to do anything. Knowledge obstructing karma are the material karma. Material karma, they are here. And my lack of knowledge is within me. They both are two separate things. My knowledge obstructing karma are simply telling me that I have weakness of my intense knowledge producing state within. So knowledge obscuring karma are simply instrumental, simply indicator, simply thermometer. I shouldn't blame to them. I should blame to myself inside. Okay? Then, this state gives soul its impure state. What does give impure state to the soul? My inclination of attachment state. Inclination of attachment is within me. Rag is within me. Dvesh is within me. Anger, deceit, ego, greed are within me. And that gives me impure state. Now, even one perceiving the indivisibility of attributes within the soul as divisional aspect, now we are talking divisional aspect, then also he is not able to achieve right faith, because right faith gets generated only when one has total faith concentrated on indivisibility of the eternal soul substance. If I'm looking less than my aim of indivisible, eternal, true state of self, Anything less than that will not give me right faith. It will give me impure state because it's going to give me rag and dvesh. It's going to give me influence of attachment and aversion. And as a result, I'll have a karma bondage and all kind of things. So I'll have a wrong cycle keeps on going. For right faith to be present, I want to have right faith. I want to have right faith. One has to have his undivided attention to the eternal, indivisible nature of the soul substance. This is my aim. This is where I have to look at it. When I look at my indivisible, eternal, true nature of the self, giving me undivided attention, then and then only I'll get Samyak Darshan. If anybody says other way around, it's not the true statement. I know Amrit Chandracharya Dev is giving very, very strong statement, but that's a fact. Only and only the way to obtain right faith, enlightenment, Samyak Darshan, self-realization means to have undivided attention to the eternal, indivisible, true nature of the soul substance. Now, what we are doing, we are gathering all the information and we are trying to go to that path. That's what our aim is right now. Now, already time passed by. We just did one slide. I'm sorry. I'll quickly go. We'll try to start this slide and see what happens. Divisional aspect of right faith, knowledge and attribute is not subject of enlightenment. Subject of enlightenment is undivided, indivisible, eternal soul substance, and that's all my aim has to be. All infinite attributes in the soul substance are present in the indivisible form. Right faith, right knowledge, right conduct, and infinite other attributes are present in an undivided fashion into the soul substance. And for example, sugar is white as well as sweet, but they both are having indivisibility with the sugar substance by itself. I can't take the whiteness out. I can't take sweetness out. Sweetness and white are the part and parcel of the sugar as a substance. So faith, knowledge, and conduct attribute and other infinite attributes are part of me as a soul substance. They cannot be separated out. And so we'll continue this one next time. I wanted to do a lot more, but at least, at least that deluding karma thing, I hope that it is clear to everybody. And if not, send the email or just talk next time also, and we'll just go through again. Excuse me. But these are the things that we have to know. Okay, any questions so far? If not, then we can just do the closing.
Yeah, just upload this again so we can revise it.
Okay,
later.
I'll send it out to you, right now. As soon as this thing is done, then I'll upload. Okay. Javani ke gyan se suje lokalo, sovani mastaka namo sada deta hu dhak. 9 times Namoka mantra. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Namo orientana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Namo orientana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Namo orientana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Namo orientana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Namo orientana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Namo orientana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Namo orientana namo siddhana namo aran namo jam namo loe savsanam. Jai Jinendra.
Mityamindakam. Jai Jananda Kirit uncle.
Jai Jai Beta. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.